Hey everybody, welcome back. So I'm out in the mountains again, end of November, and this time there's a little bit more snow out here. Pretty cold temperatures, so it should be lots of fun. Gonna be out for 3 days, 2 nights. Kind of a special trip. I've got my adult son with me this time, and so we're just gonna relax, set up camp, do a little bit of hiking, snowshoeing, and see what happens. So once again, I got some new gear to spring on you guys. Pretty lightweight adventure, got our sleds this time. But wanted to make sure to take enough gear that we've got all of our bases covered, regardless of what the weather's going to throw at us over the next couple of days here. So come on along, should be fun. So we're in about 5 miles, 8 kilometers, getting a little late in the afternoon, getting close to 3, just doing a little bit of bushwhacking. Try and find a level spot to set up camp for the night. So we found a good level spot here to make the shelter. Time to get the sleds unpacked and get it together. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon. Temperature is about -9, and we are just putting the finishing touches on the tarp shelter. One last log to hold the tarp down at the entrance, and we're pretty much ready to go. Just got a brand new 5-gallon bucket stove on this trip out, and just doing a little bit of a pre-burn outside the tarp shelter to get rid of any of the paint that's on the outside and whatever residue is left on the inside. Good morning, everyone. It's another beautiful day in the mountains. A little chilly overnight, about -12 degrees. Here's a shot of the sunrise against the mountains for you. It's just another shot of the tarp shelter in the daylight. Everything worked out fairly well. Stayed about -6 inside at the head end, and much toastier at the stove end. Overall, we survived quite well overnight. Closer look at the stove we brought along. This is a 5-gallon bucket stove. A couple of upgrades to this one. Got some vent holes in the door and the wing nut again to hold it closed. And this one has the connector nuts holding the legs on, which made assembly a lot easier when we first got here. Got a bit of a flat spot on the top, so we can put a pot on there, heat some water, cook some breakfast. I got the damper in there, and this one has a titanium pipe. I brought a few pieces along, 4-foot, 3-foot, and 2-foot piece, just to cover all the bases, with a regular duct elbow at the top there. I made some of these cable ties to hold the pipe together, and to hold it onto the elbow, I've got a regular hose clamp. These cable clamps that I made up at home, 16th inch aircraft wire that I picked up at Home Depot with a little aluminum clamp and then just made into that circular shape and clamped up with a pair of pliers. So it's working fairly well, fairly inexpensive. You know, the titanium foil isn't as expensive as you might think. I purchased this for $15 a foot up here in Canada, so 4 feet, $60. I think it's something that's going to last a long time and really makes the whole stove into something nice and lightweight that is going to be easy to pack. So the stove jack is once again a silicone cookie sheet that I've got duct taped onto the outside. Bit of a hole cut in there, just a flap on the top there. It seems to be working fairly well. And just as an aside, when you look at the poly tarp, a little bit of melting there, but not as much as you might think. There isn't a lot of heat at this point in the pipe. Certainly not enough to cause any kind of a spontaneous combustion or anything like that. So no worries about burning down the tarp shelter because we got a little bit of melting plastic here. So I'm just processing a little bit of firewood here, and I thought I would show you something that I do to make things a little bit easier to manage as far as being up off the ground when you're putting your saw to it. Got some standing deadwood here. The main trunk is still alive. I'll just give you a quick shot of that. Nice and green up there, but this secondary trunk was actually completely dead. So I cut that one off there, and I'm just using it as a little bit of a support. Depending on whether you got a pull saw or a push saw, you either stand on one side of the tree or the other, and it works really well just to get yourself up off the ground and make cutting your firewood all that much easier. There you go, just that easy. So this is the sleep system I'm going to be using here tonight. You guys all know that I like to sleep in a parka, and I've got my new OSC. Really enjoying that so far, in combination with a really lightweight Canadian Tire 1-pound sleeping bag to cover my legs. And underneath that I've got an automotive sunscreen that goes in the windshield of your car to keep the sun out. And underneath that I've got a very lightweight foil and poly tarp. Now tonight when I crawl in here, I'm going to have my feet down at the end where the stove is, and just provide a little bit of warmth to keep them from freezing, and my head will be up here at this other end. Although it's supposed to get down to about -10 overnight, we've got a wood stove in here, but between stoking that up every couple hours, it's going to get pretty cold inside here as well. Pretty sure this is going to do the job for me, but if anything happens overnight, I will definitely get you guys up. Okay, give me your best lumberjack. Well, it's been an awesome couple of days in the mountains. We are all packed up and heading for home. Camp is cleaned up and looking forward to the trek out of here. So thanks again for watching. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And until next time, take it easy.